Hey, what's up guys? Ryan here with Carey University. So just got finished shooting at the range with a student. Her name's Vicky. And this is her very first time shooting a gun. I've been shooting with her husband and her son for several months now. But this is Vicky's very first time shooting. So, you know, we went over the basics that I always go to: grip stance, sight alignment, sight picture, trigger control. The thing that really kind of struck me is as Vicky was shooting, I could see that she was starting to get a little bit frustrated. And I asked her, you know, what's going on? And she said, you know, Ryan, I just feel like I'm not very good at this. Well, number one, why would you be? So this is your very first time shooting a gun. Nobody has ever jumped on a bicycle the very first time and immediately started doing wheelies and, you know, riding on the front wheel down the street or whatever. It's just not the way that it happens. But it made me start thinking about the video that I posted earlier today talking about building neural pathways or proper neural networks inside of your brain. You know, because this is Vicky's very first time shooting, she is learning about a lot of different stuff all at one time. So she's trying to learn and master the proper two-handed pistol grip, the proper shooting position. She's trying to understand sight alignment and sight picture. She's trying to have that smooth, consistent trigger press. She's trying to control her breathing, even though she's got a bunch of adrenaline and stuff pumping through her body. And it was funny, a side note, to see a new person came out of the range and fired the gun and she went like this real quick. So that was pretty funny. So she's got all these different things that she's trying to be good at all at one time. And I said, listen, Vicky, what's going to happen is if you practice consistently and deliberately over an extended period of time, you will no longer have to think about the proper two-handed pistol grip. Then you will no longer have to think about that proper shooting position. Then you can start focusing on the tasks or the things that you are not doing that great with. So here are two big things that Vicky really was struggling with today. First is looking over her sights. Now, Vicky is doing something that lots of new gun owners do. And what's happening is we're supposed to be looking intently at that front sight post. She's looking intently, and then she peeks her eyes over the front sight post to look at the target to make sure that her sight picture is lined up. Well, what this does is it actually causes, let's say this is proper sight alignment. When you look over the sights, it actually causes the barrel of that gun to tilt up very slightly. The way I knew Vicky was looking over her sights is she was supposed to be aiming right for that center X, but her shot started hitting way up here. So that tells me you're looking over the sights. So after some time, after some consistent practice to get her to focus, we learned that she's got bifocals or progressive lenses, which is always challenging. Then Vicky started hitting really low left. And what does it mean if a right-handed shooter hits low left? It always means that you are jerking the trigger or anticipating the recoil. So we did some drills, the trigger press drill, we did the casing drill with her, and then I had her reload the gun, and wouldn't you know it, she started getting hits just like this. So once we were able to, she was all discouraged, right? I'm never going to be able to learn this. It's too much stuff, whatever. We identified this problem, looking over the sights, and we fixed it. Then we identified this problem down here of jerking the trigger and fixed it. And then she started getting accurate hits. So my point is, this is possible. You guys can become amazing pistol shooters, no matter what level you're at today, if you practice consistently, deliberately, over an extended period of time. But here's the kicker: you have to practice perfectly. This is a problem that most people have. Most people, they just pick up a gun, they buy a gun, then they go to the range and just start shooting it. But they never actually learn what they're supposed to be doing with that gun. So all they do is become really good at shooting the wrong way. This is what I see most people doing at the gun range. They get really good at being crappy shooters. But if you guys start practicing the right way, if you start practicing perfectly, you guys will get this very quickly. Tiffany showed me the funniest video on TikTok last night. It was of this younger woman who's like in her 20s or whatever, doing the shuffle dance, right? So it was all like very smooth, and like obviously you can tell this woman has practiced this a lot. And then it flipped to this lady. It was her husband secretly recording the woman trying to like copy the dance that this other girl was doing, but she was going like this, and just weird, right? Like, so my point is, when I saw that video, I thought, this is exactly what gun owners do. Gun owners, they see somebody performing a skill at a high level, and they immediately want to perform this skill. So they immediately see somebody performing that skill at a high level, and they immediately want what that other person has. However, you have not sacrificed the time, you have not practiced or gotten educated enough to perform at that level yet. So why the hell would you be able to perform that task? Instead, we're that person in the back going like this because we haven't really practiced. So hopefully this makes sense to you guys. Have some fun today. Make sure you go into the range, do some dry fire training, and until next time, keep training and stay safe.